High cholesterol after 60 doesn't have to be inevitable. Despite what many believe, your cholesterol levels aren't simply determined by age or genetics. In fact, research shows that specific daily habits significantly impact your lipid profile, regardless of your age. For decades, we've been given oversimplified advice: cut out eggs, take a statin, and hope for the best. But groundbreaking research reveals that managing cholesterol after 60 requires a much more nuanced approach. In this guide, I'll reveal the 7 most common mistakes that silently raise your cholesterol levels, and more importantly, the science-backed solutions that can help restore healthy levels naturally, even if previous approaches have failed. Focusing only on dietary cholesterol, the biggest cholesterol myth? That dietary cholesterol is your main enemy. For years, eggs were vilified as cholesterol-raising foods. Now, research tells a completely different story. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that dietary cholesterol has minimal impact on blood cholesterol levels for most people. What's truly surprising is that the American Heart Association has finally updated its guidelines, acknowledging that limiting dietary cholesterol isn't the primary focus for heart health. What matters far more is the quality of fats you consume. Trans fats and certain industrialized omega-6 vegetable oils create inflammatory responses that damage your arteries and disrupt cholesterol transport. These processed oils, like soybean, corn, and cottonseed oil, oxidize easily and trigger inflammatory pathways that raise harmful LDL patterns. Meanwhile, the right fats can actually improve your lipid profile. Monounsaturated fats found in olive oil, avocados, and nuts have been shown to raise protective HDL while lowering harmful LDL. One Spanish study involving seniors showed that those consuming 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily experienced a 30% reduction in cardiovascular events compared to those on a low-fat diet. The solution isn't avoiding cholesterol-containing foods, but replacing inflammatory oils with heart-supporting options like olive oil, avocado oil, and small amounts of grass-fed butter or ghee, which contain beneficial compounds that support liver function and cholesterol processing. Overlooking hidden sugar sources. Sugar's impact on cholesterol is one of medicine's most overlooked connections, especially for those over 60. When you consume excess sugar, particularly fructose from added sugars rather than whole fruits, your liver converts it to fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis. This directly increases your triglycerides and small, dense LDL particles, the most dangerous cholesterol pattern associated with heart disease. A groundbreaking study in the Journal of Clinical Investigation demonstrated that subjects consuming high fructose diets increased their small, dense LDL by 44% in just 2 weeks. The challenge is that sugar hides everywhere in processed foods, often under dozens of different names. Breakfast cereals marketed as heart-healthy often contain more sugar than protective fiber. Even seemingly innocent foods like salad dressings, tomato sauce, and whole wheat bread can harbor significant added sugars. For seniors, blood sugar regulation becomes more challenging with age, making sugar's impact on cholesterol even more pronounced. Harvard researchers found that participants who reduced added sugar intake by just 20% saw significant improvements in their cholesterol profiles within 3 months, regardless of whether they lost weight. The practical solution? Read ingredient labels carefully and focus on whole foods without labels. When you do purchase packaged foods, look for those with less than 5 grams of added sugar per serving. Gradually retrain your taste buds by reducing sweeteners in coffee or tea and satisfy sweet cravings with whole fruits, which contain fiber that mitigates sugar's negative effects. Sedentary lifestyle with occasional exercise. Many people over 60 follow an weekend warrior exercise pattern, sedentary throughout the week with occasional intense activity. This approach not only fails to optimize cholesterol, but may actually worsen certain markers. What researchers at the Mayo Clinic discovered is remarkable. Consistent, gentle movement throughout the day impacts cholesterol metabolism more positively than occasional intense workouts followed by prolonged sitting. The enzyme lipoprotein lipase, critical for clearing blood fats and processing cholesterol, becomes significantly impaired after just 30 minutes of uninterrupted sitting. For optimal cholesterol management after 60, the frequency of movement matters more than intensity. Walking for just 10 minutes after meals has been shown to improve lipid processing and reduce triglycerides more effectively than a single 30-minute walk before breakfast. The ideal approach combines regular, gentle movement throughout the day with 2 to 3 weekly sessions of moderate resistance training. Using resistance bands or light weights helps maintain muscle mass, which directly improves insulin sensitivity and cholesterol processing. Studies show that seniors who maintain muscle mass have significantly better cholesterol profiles than those with similar weights but lower muscle percentage. The practical takeaway? Break up sitting time with 5-minute movement, breaks every hour. Set a timer if needed. Even standing up and performing gentle stretches activates large muscle groups that promote healthy cholesterol metabolism. Aim for a total of 5,000 to 7,500 steps daily, accumulated throughout the day rather than all at once. Neglecting specific nutrients that regulate cholesterol. After 60, certain nutrients become critically important for cholesterol regulation, yet most seniors are deficient in these exact compounds. 4 nutrients in particular stand out in research for their cholesterol-regulating properties. Magnesium tops the list. This mineral activates enzymes involved in fat metabolism and helps maintain the flexibility of blood vessels. Yet studies show up to 80% of Americans are deficient, with seniors at highest risk. Low magnesium status correlates with higher LDL and lower HDL levels. Green leafy vegetables, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and dark chocolate are excellent sources. Vitamin K2 is another overlooked nutrient for cholesterol health. Unlike K1 found in green vegetables, K2 directs calcium away from arteries and into bones. Rotterdam study researchers found that participants with the highest K2 intake had 57% fewer cardiac events. Natto, fermented soybeans, aged cheeses, pasture-raised egg yolks, and chicken liver are rich sources of this critical vitamin. Soluble fiber acts as a cholesterol sponge in your digestive tract, binding bile acids, made from cholesterol, and removing them. Studies show that consuming just 5 to 10 grams of soluble fiber daily can lower LDL by 5 to 11%. Excellent sources include ground flax seeds, steel-cut oats, beans, and pectin-rich fruits like apples and citrus. Finally, choline, abundant in egg yolks, supports the liver's processing of fats and cholesterol. Ironically, many seniors avoid egg yolks due to outdated cholesterol fears, creating deficiencies in the very nutrient that helps metabolize cholesterol properly. The practical solution is to focus on nutrient density rather than calorie counting. Incorporate these foods regularly: dark leafy greens, pastured eggs, pumpkin seeds, ground flax seeds, and cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts. Mismanaging stress and sleep. The connection between stress, sleep, and cholesterol becomes more pronounced after 60, yet it's rarely addressed in conventional medical settings. When chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, your liver produces more glucose and cholesterol in preparation for perceived threats. A study in the Journal of Behavioral Medicine found that participants with poor stress management had LDL levels averaging 12 points higher than those with effective coping strategies. Even more telling, the stressed group showed higher levels of oxidized LDL, the most dangerous form that promotes arterial damage. Sleep quality shows equally strong correlations. Research from the University of Chicago revealed that participants getting less than 6 hours of quality sleep experienced changes in their cholesterol transport proteins that promoted arterial plaque formation. For seniors already experiencing age-related sleep changes, this creates a perfect storm for cholesterol problems. Practical solutions include establishing a consistent sleep schedule and creating a proper sleep environment: cool, dark, and quiet. The research-backed cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, has proven particularly effective for seniors with sleep issues. For stress management, the emerging science of heart rate variability, biofeedback, shows remarkable promise. Simple breathing techniques where exhales last longer than inhales activate your parasympathetic nervous system, directly countering stress hormones that disrupt cholesterol balance. Practicing this pattern for just 5 minutes twice daily has been shown to improve lipid profiles in as little as 8 weeks. Ignoring the gut cholesterol connection, the trillions of bacteria in your gut directly influence how your body processes cholesterol, a connection that becomes increasingly important after 60 when digestive efficiency naturally declines. Specific beneficial bacteria actually help break down bile, which contains cholesterol, and prevent its reabsorption into the bloodstream. Others produce short-chain fatty acids that help regulate cholesterol synthesis in the liver. Research from the Cleveland Clinic has identified certain bacterial strains that appear particularly beneficial for cholesterol metabolism. Unfortunately, many factors common after 60 disrupt this delicate ecosystem. Multiple medications, especially antibiotics and acid reducers, reduce stomach acid, and less diverse diets. The result is a gut microbiome less capable of supporting healthy cholesterol metabolism. The solution begins with fermented foods, which introduce beneficial bacteria and support their growth. Yogurt with live cultures, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi all contain strains shown to improve cholesterol profiles. Equally important are prebiotic fibers that feed these beneficial bacteria. Foods like Jerusalem artichokes, garlic, onions, leeks, and slightly unripe bananas. If taking a probiotic supplement, look for multi-strain formulations containing Lactobacillus reuteri, N-CIMB 30242, which has specifically demonstrated cholesterol-lowering properties in human studies. Falling into the medication-only approach. While statins and other cholesterol medications play important roles for many people, relying solely on pharmaceuticals while ignoring lifestyle factors creates a dangerous false sense of security. A fascinating study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that patients prescribed statins often adopted worse dietary habits than before, creating a psychological license effect that actually increased their cardiac risk despite lower cholesterol numbers. The most effective approach combines appropriate medication, if prescribed, with the lifestyle factors we've discussed. Many people find they can reduce medication dosages or eliminate them entirely by addressing these fundamental areas. Work closely with your healthcare provider, getting comprehensive lipid testing beyond standard cholesterol panels. Advanced testing reveals particle numbers and sizes, which more accurately predict cardiovascular risk than total cholesterol alone. Many people with normal standard cholesterol have concerning particle patterns that lifestyle changes can significantly improve. The research is clear. Cholesterol management after 60 requires a comprehensive approach addressing these 7 areas. Your body has remarkable capacity to rebalance cholesterol levels when given the right tools. Even small changes in each area create compound effects that can significantly improve your lipid profile. Which of these areas will you focus on first? Remember that consistent small steps often yield the most sustainable results. Your heart and your entire body will thank you for it.